Sige. Okay. Okay, we will continue. Anyway, so, again, sabi ko nga, we wanted to help each and everyone, no? Basically, from yung nandyan sa ibang bansa, katulad din natin mga nandito, yung mga pamilya natin. So, gusto natin matanggal yung typical material girl dun sa mga kamag-anak sa pamilya natin. Tipong bill mo ko niyan. Another thing we need to simply say not all the time, yun nga sabi, should not be only, hindi lahat only, no? Hindi lahat only. And then, I always suggest that you set your goals. Paano mo i-achieve yung goals niyo, whether you wanted a bahay, a sasakyan, education, and then define years kung hanggang kailan. Tipong Gantt chart to. Tipong you have to measure kung in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, meron kang short-term plan, meron kang plan to achieve those plans. Is it going to be achievable? And then you plan it out, nang sa ganon, alam mo na after 10 years, you know exactly that you will be back or you will retire or anything that you wish you will do, but still, you have to find that goal and define that year. Communicate constantly. Kasi this is the way to help your families back home. Ito yung makakapagpaiwas sa atin. Ito yung magbibigay sa atin. With all these technological advances, hindi na mahirap makipag-communicate. Kahit na nasa trabaho ko minsan at naka-on lamang yan, pwede. So, ibig sabihin, mas advanced na tayo ngayon, mas mabibigay natin at mas kahit we're remote, somehow, di ba? They will feel, our family will feel na nandyan lang tayo sa tabi, nandyan lang tayo sa harap nila. And lastly, how to help our families out? Basically, they need to save, we need to save, we should be one. Di ba? In savings, we should be one. With our family, from you, na nandyan sa labas ng bansa, to us na nandito na pamilya ninyo na kailangan isa lang yung ating objective. And that's one of the things that we need to do is to save. Moving forward, I always do this. It's a call out to each and every one. If it's live discussion and presentation, I always and normally ask people, where will I be? No? So, saan tayo magsisimula? So, the first thing that you will do is always to look within and assess yourself. Moving forward with all of these things, what do you need to do? In so many years, will you still work? Will you get into business? Or retire? So all of this is a reflection of you. Kailangan nating malaman na parang the way we assess ourselves, hindi kasi natin pwedeng ipagwalang bahala lamang. Ngayon, kung nakikita natin, live day to day, okay, walang problema. Pero what will happen after? Is it enough? Is it enough to see that I'm physically capable? Is it enough that I'm earning so much at this point? Diba? It's up to you. It's up to the family. So, ang isang importante dito, alam dapat. So, what do we do? What do we need to do in the next years to come? Okay. So, well, I think, ininto ko muna ito, bro, no? Kasi ito lang naman yung sinet kong premise just to start the ball rolling in terms of the Q&A part. Others na yung prepare kong slides will be just and later siguro invite for some dun sa mga nandito sa atin sa Pilipinas. So at this point, I think we'll open the floor.
Okay.
Yung so, ganda na gusto na ng bawat isa sa atin. Good.
Okay, here's from Joseph. Ang tanong niya, what business can I put up with only 20,000 pesos capital? Ano masasuggest mo?
Sige. Parang isang tanong, isang sagot na. Okay? Sige, Joseph.
Ganun na lang.
Recently, I attended what do you call this? a international conference. Yun nga, I just came from Bali last week lamang. And ito kasi inattendan namin for my company. It's a World Express and Mail Conference. The whole of Asia Pacific is represented. And isa sa revelation at isa dun sa napakagandang insight, if I may share with you sa bawat isa sa inyo, na previously, di ba, alam naman natin, snail mail dati ang ginagamit at yung talagang mail. So, alam ba nyo na ang mga post offices ngayon in Asia Pacific, in the whole world, ang mas binibigyan nila ng pagkakataon ngayon is to see na meron na ngayon na non-mail business ang bawat government o post offices. So, ano ibig sabihin nito? Maybe this will interest you. Alam nyo ba, in China alone, wala ako yung figures, but just give you an idea, it's worth trillion na ang negosyo ng e-commerce all over the world. And one of the things na pataas ng pataas is in Asia. Hindi tayo nalalayo. Dahil malaki ng driver ng growth ngayon ng negosyong maliliit sa Pilipinas is because of e-commerce. So, if talking about 20,000 capital, di ba? What business can I put up with only 20,000 capital? If that you are based sa bahay, if you think that you have something that you start with, probably trading of particular product, di ba? Whether it's damit, accessories, na ganyan lamang kaliit yung halaga, pero pwede mo siyang gamiting online negosyo, then by all means do it. In the next few years, e-commerce will turn into m-commerce. O yan na-share ko gan sa inyo. In fact, ito yung magiging isang patok na negosyo ko for 2014. M-commerce is about mobile commerce. Everything now will be in our pocket, will be in our cell phone. Look at what's happening. The apps now are really increasing. Lahat na yata ngayon, ipinapasok na app, binibenta na yung app. Pero pag pansinin nyo dito sa Pilipinas, ang online selling, ang e-commerce, pataas ng pataas. So 20K, for that matter, hindi magiging hindi siya, malaki na yan. In fact, kung 20K lamang. Depende lamang yon kung ang scope mo, one, if it's going to be in the country or pati international. Okay, that's one, no? Lalo na doon sa mga technological, doon sa mga tech. 20K Philippines right now, you can still do business. But remember, never expect that the return will be as high as you wish. So, ibig sabihin, it follows 20K will give you, alam nyo, ang talaga, ang lagi kong sinasabi nga, whether it's 20K, 200K, 2 million, we always start with, am I really good in pagpasok ng negosyo? Ano kong sinasabi? Please take note of this. I always call this a SPEC o PEC, Personal Entrepreneurial Competencies. Maraming gustong mag-line, maraming gustong magkaroon ng negosyo. But the problem is, do you have the competency to get into negosyo? It's always the basic question if you wanted to get into negosyo. Excuse me. So, ibig sabihin, whether it's a big amount of money that you will pull in, whether it's small, try to see if you have that PECs. Now, PECs, medyo mahaba to. So, you need to consider a lot of things if you are competent enough to get into negosyo. One, it may be, sabihin na natin, skills, interest, di ba? Another could be, are you happy working 24/7 or even holidays? So many factors. Kaya nga, parang it's a checklist na kung 10 ito, 20 ito, you have to consider. Pag majority of your answer says yes or check, then go on with the negosyo. If you see more X, wag ka nang magnegosyo. Kasi from the very start, that's going to be a possible recipe for disaster or for failure. Okay?
Great advice, yeah, Kuya Paolo. So we have...
May follow-through ba yun? From Joseph?
Sige, Kuya Paolo. Tuloy mo.
Go ahead, Born. Burn, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, we have the next... We have another question. This is from Edmond. What is the basic rule for someone who wants to jump from employee to becoming an entrepreneur? Ano daw unang gagawin para mag-jump from being an employee to becoming an entrepreneur?
Alright. Yun. Number 1. Ang tanong, are you still happy ba sa employment or not? Pangalawang tanong, what's the motivation from being employed to entrepreneurship? Pangatlong tanong, is it money, your oras, or ibang dahilan? So there are things that we need to consider, no? But then again, most of the corporate people who wishes to be in business today, diba? Minsan maraming question kasi yan eh. Is it ba talagang corporate burnout na? Pagod ka na? Ayaw mo na? Diba? So, there's no fast and hard rule in deciding whether you wanted to get into negosyo from an employment. Yes, pero ito'y maganda. Kanina, nung nagtitest tayo, I don't know kung naipa-show yung video. No? I always tell people na yung pagiging employee and then going to entrepreneurship, E2E, will give us more advantage rather than disadvantage. Bakit? 1, if you're an employee, you get to see the dynamics of an organization. Kung multinational company or nasa abroad ka, na bigyan ka ng to work in different area doon sa company. So, ibig sabihin, exposure to that work is a very good tool and advantage for you if you wanted to get into negosyo. Isa pa doon, if you see you will be parang see how to manage people. You will see how to compensate people. You will learn how to do operational operations. Somehow kung ma-expose ka into financial, 'di ba, on the finance part, then mas maganda. If you're into sales, parang trabaho, mas lalong maganda. If you happen to partly na pagbigyan ng pagkataon to do some marketing, lalong maganda. So, ibig sabihin, yung transition na yan from employee to entrepreneur will be a lot of help. So, I mean, for all of you right now, even if you're employed, sa ngayon, di ba, and then you plan to get into negosyo eventually, ngayon, save muna tayo, yung pera natin, pinapadala natin, tapos part of which, ginagawa natin passive income, etc. Walang problema doon. Pero lahat, I repeat, lahat ng takeaways, experience in your existing corporate na ginagalawan ngayon, take them all. Kasi in the next few years, pag nag-decide ka to get into entrepreneurship, you will really use and be helpful of all these learnings and takeaways. Okay? Okay na yon for Edmond? Or,
alright. Ayun, Edmond.
Kaya sayang, pagka ganun, pagka...
Ayan, malinaw, napakaganda lang ano sa'yo.
Okay naman, okay. So, meron dito pang isa... ayun, nawala. Teka muna. Wait. Basahin ko lang, Bern, yung kay Roderick. Advices for...
Oh, yeah, right, kay Roderick.
Meron kasi isang tanong advices for those who would like to start a business. Is franchising a way to start? Very good na tanong. President of Association of Filipino Franchise back in 2010, no? So, kumbaga, it was a time when franchising was really up in the country at maraming pumapasok bago ng franchise. Business going to as a franchisor, developing them into a franchise model, or those who wish to franchise. Now, syempre, laging may trade-offs yan let's go on with what's good about franchising. Franchising, siya, number one, napakaganda. So, about uniformity, standardization, you talk about approach to negosyo. So, ibig sabihin, supposedly ang franchising, napag-aralan na ni franchisor at kaya niya pina-franchise. So, ano mga dapat i-consider? Doon sa tanong natin, maganda pang mag-start na negosyo kung franchising. Number one, you have to equip yourself kung you are meant for franchising. The common misconception, ang franchising, papabayaan lamang sa franchisor. Maling-mali po iyon. Ang franchisee, be one with franchisor to make it successful. So, ibig sabihin, ang difference lamang dito, merong kang kaakibat, merong kang katuwang, kasama na magpapalago at magpapasuccess ng iyong franchise concept, franchisor. So, maraming bago ka pumasok ng franchising. Una, marami kasi nang naloko dito sa atin. In fact, kung meron lang naman kayong pagkakataon talaga, would rather go on to develop your independent businesses. Yung franchising, very kung medyo medium to high yung inyong budget para to get a very stable franchising concept. Kung mapapansin nyo previously, meron tayong mga franchise offerings dito sa Pilipinas na as low as 50,000, as low as 10,000, as low as 20,000. Hindi siya franchising. Pseudo franchisors yung mga yon. Meaning to say, franchising model, pag talagang pinag-aralan siya, cost involved, hindi sa dirt cheap. To develop a franchising business or concept requires millions of pesos. Para may idea kayo, ang isang franchising concept, i-develop yan ng isang franchise developer for a minimum of 500,000 to 1 million pesos to 2 million pesos. So, hindi siya biro-biro. Paano iririko kunyari ng isang franchisor yung kanyang investment, develop the franchise, if you think that 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 is a very good franchising offer? So, that's not true. So, ibig sabihin, you have to see the credibility of the company, the franchise, to begin with. Marami kasi akong mga tanong normally ganyan. Paano kasi ang pera lang namin 100,000? Paano kung 200,000, di ba? So, well, you can still shop around with that particular. Meron nga, in fact, dito ngayon sa Pilipinas, may mga loan facilities specifically for franchising. Meron kang equity, tapos magpapaloan sila with the guarantee ng franchise. May mga ganun ngayong konsepto. I helped BPI Family Canigos franchising loan some years ago to develop a particular franchising loan portfolio para doon sa bangko. I also was asked by Union Bank to help in their business loan series also. Kasi alam nila na nagda-drive ngayon ng growth ng negosyo sa Pilipinas at ng kanilang kita are also the SMEs. So, ibig sabihin, marami sa atin ngayon, lalo na, kunyari, sa inyong mga wala dito sa Pilipinas, kasi yung isang nakikitang konsepto sa mga pamilya natin, di ba? Ang problema lamang, if you would like to consider na yung pamilya natin, ang tanong, if to run, manage a particular franchise with all this complexity to run a particular franchise concept. Probably in one of these, in one of the kasi alam niyo sa franchise yung I suggest siguro in one session let's focus lamang on franchising. At maraming pag-uusap, maraming pwedeng case studies at we hope mabigyan kayo ng mas marami pang insights about franchising. But for now siguro update natin yung mga ibang tanungan hanggang doon na lang muna for franchising. Or related question with True, I own. Ito, meron pala tayong from Jonathan. From Jonathan Ruiz from Norway. Jonathan, true, I own one before leaving the country, Pinoy Pao Express, but I gave up and went abroad. Probably, yung reason siguro ni Jonathan, somehow, wala sigurong mag-handle na to, or baka naman, hindi nga nag-go yung franchising na concept na para kay Jonathan. If I may say, yung Pinoy, I have met the owners. I think they are Chinese. Magkapatid yata yan, o magtatay, o correct me if I'm wrong, Jonathan. Ang ginawa nila ngayon, lately, nag-franchise na rin sila ng Kambal Pandesal ng San Miguel. Kambal ng San Miguel, parang ganon. So, ibig sabihin, parang naging franchise rin sila. But still, I don't know kung meron pang Pinoy Pao Express in malls or in other schools or in other areas of the country. Yan. Okay. Sige. Can I move on, bro? Question from Jonathan. Do you have any idea of a business with...
Yes.
Do you have... sige, okay. Do you have any idea of a business without capital? Okay. Jonathan, palagay ko, kasi karaniwan, di ba, ang naririnig natin na minsan daw laway lang ang negosyo. Alam mo, minsan kasabihan lang talaga yun. Pero sa totoo, lahat ng negosyo nagsisimula even with the smallest capital. So walang negosyo na okay. Ang lagi kasing nami-mislead ang tao na number one, yung effort pa lamang, yung time pa lamang is already capital. The problem is most of us think na yung capital is always about financial. It's not. It's not just about financial. Di ba? So, ibig sabihin, ang capital starts with your time. Starts with ourselves. So, ibig sabihin, yung effort natin, those are capital. Okay? Wag na yun. Yung pag-develop pa lamang ng isang product, yung pag-develop pa lamang ng isang concept, requires us to move around, requires us to shop, requires us to talk to people, requires us to negotiate, and those things require capital. Meron kasi akong module na pinag-uusapan is about budget planning. And sa budget planning na yon, ang lagi nating sinasabi, ultimo yung anong tawag dito? Yung kunyari, sa expressway, what do you call that? Yung toll fee, even yung pinangkapi mong Starbucks, settles best. Settles best tuloy. Kasi yung anak ko tawag doon, settles best. Even settles best, o namang coffee shop, kahit na 3-in-1 pa yan. That requires an already capital. So, ibig sabihin, all businesses, good, bad idea, big, small idea, require capital. Just to set the premise and to set straightforward that we need capital along the way. Okay? Next. Yan. Bro, basahin ko na rin to next. Okay lang?
Yeah, sure. Please do.
Okay.
Okay lang.
From JL. About construction ng apartment na daming pera ni JL. 40 square meters. Mas maganda pakyawan ang papagawa ko. Yun. Gusto ko nang paumpisa ng construction. I already asked some contractor, but cannot decide between the two choices. Since I'm here in abroad, I cannot see it. Or, much better na every time na uuwi na lang ako at paunti-unti para mas ma-monitor ko rin ang materyales at ang paggawa. Please advise. Number, kung ang tanong, kung nandito ka o wala, magpapatayo ka o hindi, straightforward answer, mas maganda na you will never know the intricacies of construction until you see nagkakaroon na ng lokohan na hindi ma-deliver yung mga commitment. Pangalawa, pakyaw per day would still be, experiences. Kasi ganyan din. Isak, lately, mayroon kaming para dun sa corporate office ng V-Cargo along Shaw Boulevard. Namin ever seen for any ang nagpapagawa should be the one purchasing the material. Kasi masigurado ka na ang yung materyales na gagamitin. Sa pakyawan kasi, you will never know kung substandard o standard yung gagamitin. Sa arawan, alam mo naman kuminsan, patumpik-tumpik. So, kung yung dalawang yun, what would be? One, bad, at ikaw mismo nakakalang. Pangalawa, if you can afford it, get a project manager na hindi kilala ni kontraktor, hindi kilala ni supplier. Yung project manager na yon will be parang pulis. Siya yung mag-guide sa'yo kung tama ang ginagawa at kung tama ba ang materyales. So, ibig sabihin, rather than rather than isapalaran yung losses na posibleng mawawala sa'yo, would rather pay for project manager that will ensure and help you see na yung magiging maayos. Alright? Yeah. By the way, baka yung, good, apartment is good, maybe you can take a look kasi sa Metro Manila ngayon, merong mga, anong tawag dito, hindi naman direct that you buy the unit, but you, parang monthly, what do you call this, nalimutan ko yung tawag doon, mismong yung developer, siya ang nagmamanage na iparenta siya. So, maybe you can take a look at that. Parang ganun yung concept. At marami ngayon dito sa mga buildings, para mga service apartments and investments ngayon dito sa Pilipinas konsepto. Alright? Okay. So, what's the next question?
Yeah, our next question from Heston.
Rent to own.
Ang tanong niya is, what is the best business idea? Okay, yung kay Jaya,
yes,
rent to own. Ang tanong ni Heston, what is the best business idea for OFWs with the least capital needed?
What is the best idea?
I mean, best business idea. Business idea siguro for OFWs na maliit lang daw ang kapital.
What is the best idea? Tama ba? For OFW na maliit ang kapital, tama?
That's right, that's right.
Ayun. Well, yun nga.
Tama.
Well, I will not talk about investment, no? I'm sure, siyempre, yun lagi ko sinasabi, eh. Would rather talk about negosyo, and then you have all the options, basta you have all the insight. Kasi some people will see investing in, siyempre, yun yung minsan magandang nagbibigay sa kanila na parang additional income. Now, talking about business idea for OFW, diba? Tama. One, yung sinasabi nga natin,
Tama.
remote kayo eh. Oo. Medyo kasi yung panahon ninyo, number one, siyempre nasa trabaho. Pangalawa, malayo talaga kung saan yung ginagawa. Kumbaga, it's limiting kasi yung ginagawa ninyo ngayon. So, I would rather suggest something that is related to e-commerce. Kasi at least yun, hindi nyo maiiwan yung trabaho ninyo. You can take it and do it on your free time. And basically, kailangan nyo lang yung partner with, kunyari, a very good supplier or trade na mag-product o pangalawa, captured market. Kaya nga kanina asking about the e-commerce business moving out trillions of dollars. Mind you, trillions of dollars in Asia Pacific alone will tell us what's the best business to get. Especially so, you have to utilize your social media presence. Di ba? Parang less cost, very cost. And then you get marami na kasing marami ng mga security features technologically at mga pwede mong gamitin. I'm not biased towards online business, but because of remoteness, dahil yung sa kalayuan ninyo, ito yung pinakamagandang pwedeng gawin. The problem kasi, pagka nagninegosyo kayo at wala kayo dun sa negosyo nyo, then you will never see how the business is working, how the business is doing, how the business is progressing. So what's the best business to get into kung still you're out of the country at gusto mo, you can still work, you can spare your money, you can spare your time to get into best way to do e-commerce. Okay. Next, from James, ano kayang maganda sa business in agricultural sector kasi I'm from the province also. Yan. Loud and clear tayo, bro.
Sobrang linaw natin ngayon Mas malinaw kaysa kanina.
Hinawakan na kasi yung internet at saka ng Meralco dito sa labas. Kaya hindi na,
Okay.
Kasi baka mamaya may gumanin na, Kaya hinahawakan na natin. Kaya ngayon medyo nang kiling-kiling yung mahawak. Alright, sige. So, agriculture. Hey, taga saan kaya si James? May we know, James, saan ka? Saang province ka? Meron ba? Natawa si James. Saan probinsya mo, James? Isabela. Hey. Sige. Normally, ang Isabela, known for, di ba? Known for palay ang Nueva Ecija. In fact, Central Luzon, Isabela, towards north, medyo palay, agri, di ba? Mga gulay, etc. Now, alam nyo ba na ang agriculture, yan yung lagi kong sinasabi, na will always be a continuous negosyo. So, ibig sabihin, ang worry ko nga dyan, baka dumating ang time na yun ang shortage eventually for agri because of yung mga pagpapatayo ng mga bahay. Siyempre, continuous. Take a look what's the indicator. The indicator is that we're now importing from other countries. Meaning to say, kung import tayo ng Vietnam, kung ang bawang o sibuyas nag-i-import tayo from other countries, what does it mean? The supply, so kung kulang yung supply natin, the best way to do it, alam nyo, ito yung yung bang tipong, I call this parang unheralded ng mga negosyo, na hindi mo pero sila yung tuloy-tuloy na nagbibigay na kung matyaga lamang yung magne-negosyo. So, babalik ka ngayon, James, doon sa PEX. Ang unang tanong mo doon, willing ba akong magbungkal ng lupa? Willing bang ang kuko ko malagyan ng ng lupa? Willing ba na yung paa ko na nakanandyan sa labas? Willing na ko ng araw? That's my PEX na dapat mo munang intindi. If you say, with all this consideration, by all means, get into agribusiness. Lagi ko yung sinasabi, yung agribusiness, walang kasawaan na pagpatok ng negosyong yan. In poultry business alone, to give an idea, patuloy ng contract to invest, you have opportunity. Yun na nga lang, medyo high-tech na ngayon. Sinimulan kasi ni Bounty Fresh yan na conventional, unti-unti na palitan na 3 to 4 harvest in a with a net income of 800,000 per. Marami ka pang chicks. Mga babae. So, ibig sabihin, kasi ngayon, yung mga tawag nila dati bahay ngayon, o yung mga parang anuhan namang contract going ngayon, halos mil na inaalagaan na in so less than 30 years. 30 days lamang. It requires medyo malaking negosyo, malaking puhunan. Pero, kung pagbubungkal naman ng lupa yung gusto na, meron na tayong lote. So, bakit hindi natin tignan yung mga high-valued crops? High-value, ito yung mga lettuce, yung mga yung mahal na yung barin siya na turn around, hindi ganun kaselan, malaki ang market at pwede gawin doon sa mga ito bro, remember yung farm? Isa pa yan. Yung marami naman siguro tayo na success story ng mga simula sa backyard. Ngayon, meron ng mga teknolohiya na yung mga babuyan ngayon hindi na ganun kabaho. Kita na ng etc. na makakatulong doon sa pagpapalaki ng isang babuyan na hindi ka masyadong kapitbahay mo. Kasi nga, yung, di ba, alam naman sa babuyan, yung yan ang normal na problema. So, pero, any agribusiness will give you a very good headway that agriculture negosyo. Alright?
Tama yan. Amen that. Okay. Bro, ito may question ulit from Roderick. Yeah. Ano daw ang advantages ng corporation over sole proprietorship and vice versa?
Alright. Sole proprietorship versus corporation. Number one, depending, if you think that your business requires not too much of parang getting customers at tipong mga parang tindahan na parang iikot lamang ang iyong merkado doon sa iyong target market na hindi man nag-require ng would rather go for sold. But pag korporasyon, capitalization, mas marami kayong pwedeng pagkuha. Pangalawa, pag korporasyon, yung kung ano lamang yung ipinasok mo fund o investment, hanggang doon lamang yung liability mo in case na magkaroon ng problema, in case na magkaroon ng dissolution, in case na magkaroon ng may kautangan. Ang maganda lang din naman sa korporasyon, kung ang negosyo mo requires so much for your potential customer or client, credibility-wise, pangalawa, it gives you the yung talaga entity and integrity na ikaw merong isang o yung negosyo mo merong sariling may sarili siyang isang kumpanya na meron siyang nalimutan ko yung right, pero it's an entity na official and formal at legal. Now, sa soul kasi, alam mo naman natin, lahat pwede mo lahat pwede ma-use. Sa corporate again, kumisan, ang decision will not just be the decision by your people. Ang maganda pa minsan sa korporasyon, you have your board of directors na pwedeng families, na pwede rin doon sa negosyong korporasyon, hindi naman din kumbaga may paraan na pwedeng hindi naman din ikaw yung magpapatakbo. Kumbaga, you'll be part of the board. You could probably have your biggest share of stocks or, di ba? Will run the business in behalf of the board of directors. So that somebody, whether it's a chairman or a presidente or a CEO, reports only to the board. And the board decide for, syempre, major decisions for the company. Meron din naman na part ka na lang and still you're running the business na ikaw mismo nagpapatakbo. That's another thing. So, ang maganda lang dito, whether it's sole or korporasyon o yung mga partnership lamang, number one, it has to be legal. You have to have your permits, everything, documentation. You need to give yung entity, yung negosyo, its significance, the way you conduct your business. You have to just kailangan malaman mo kung saan dapat siya o kung depende doon sa negosyo at depende doon magiging business operation mo, depende doon sa magiging customer base at depende doon sa object kung bakit yung negosyo mo. Okay. Sige. So next tayo.
Alright. So another question from Carmi naman. Gusto daw niya mag-apply ng business loan dahil gusto niya mag-expand. Meron daw siya maliit na negosyo at na-comply na naman niya yung mga business permits and BIR registration and all. Kailangan pa ba daw niya maghintay ng 3 years para makabill ng bagong loan from the bank? Ano daw bang bangko nag-offer ng great loan deals? And also, pag business loan ba, kailangan malaki na ang i-grant?
What do you mean? Anong i-grant? Pag business loan, ba mas malaki na ang kayang i-grant? Okay. Ulitin natin sa may simula. Tignan ko lang, Bert, tignan ko lang dito sa want to apply a business loan because I want ibig sabihin, just to clear it, meron ng existing na negosyo. Bert, pakicheck kung may existing.
Meron na.
Talk about expansion. Meron na. And I've started the small business na.
That's right, meron na siyang maliit na negosyo.
Alright. Can we also consider anong negosyo yon? Anong negosyo? Can we...
I think nagpapatakbo siya ng ng mga taxi. That's what I've heard yata before, no? Meron siya mga taxi units.
Teka muna.
I believe, yes.
Parang taga bandang south. Tama po ba, ma'am? One of the followers.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Yeah. Followers.
Alright. Di ba? Kasi anyways, okay. This is known because I want to apply. This is because I want expansion. First, kung si Ma'am Carmi nga yung meron lang siyang isang taxi, if I remember right. And then, ang tanong kasi dito, kung mag-a-apply siya ng business loan because of expansion, una, kung doon pa lang sa tanong, yes, you can. The question na, haantayin ko ba yung 3 years? May ganong question na pangalan. Ang tanong kasi doon, ano ba ang nire-require ng bangko? Kasi may mga bangko ngayon na very liberal sila. Very open sila. In fact, minsan, more than a year lamang, 2 years lang, they require na pwede, nag-ano na sila, nag-accept na sila ng loans. So, ibig sabihin, baka tong bangkong napuntahan, yun ang requirement, really. So, I suggest, you have to check with other banks. Shop around with banks. Unless kung ang tanong, sino nag-o-offer ng great deals, that's the reason why you need to shop around. Unless kung yung bangkong sasabihin, sponsor nyo, pwede natin sabihin. No? Pero, sabihin, and no, you just need to check with the banks who has the great deal. Good thing about lately, because of business loan portfolio at maraming pera ang mga bangko natin dito sa Pilipinas, they offer very good deals. Pwede kang mag-deal na mas mababa yung in fact, I have talked to a lot of other negosyantes and entrepreneur dito siyempre sa atin sa Pilipinas. Alam niyo ba na marami ngayon na naglo-loan? Kasi mababa raw ang percentage ng binibigay ng mga bangko. So, ibig sabihin, kung mababa yon sa business loan, which I think, and I assume na malaki yung mga kanilang inuutang, malaking bagay ngayon, lalo na kung medyo open sila. So, ibig sabihin, move around, shop around, look for the best, and then go into major banks. No? Meron kasing up and coming mga bangko ngayon na nagpo-provide ng mga loan facility, but you just need to check really, baka mamaya may mga, kasi yung ibang offering sila. So, ito yung lagi sinasabi, yung kung laki ng grant o hindi, depende rin again sa requirements. If they require collateral, kung character loan, walang problema. Pero what about kung they require collaterals? There are now banks who are quite lenient na hindi naman ganun kahigpit. So, ibig sabihin, yung equity na minsan hindi na ganun kalaki. But in terms of grant, really depends on the value at dun sa kung anong business. Yeah. Now, I think kung kay Ma'am Carmi nga yun na taxi, siguro maganda yung kanyang taxi business at tinitingnan niya na kung the possibilities of that expand getting a loan from the bank. People, please remember this. There's no problem in getting loans from banks. Ang laging sinasabi lang natin, make sure that we will our loans and our obligation. You know why? I've been to Tagaya na rin. Pero I'm a believer expanding on surplus. I always believe I should have that peace of mind na kung kakayanin lang din naman ng funds ng aming company we would rather not, because at the end of the day, sayang yung loan. Pero kung talagang if you think that loan can, di ba, by all means do so. Need to be paying our obligation, to pay our obligation. Okay.
Alright. Thank you very much. No? So, meron pa mga questions? Okay na. So, may mga questions pa from our attendees? Habol pa kayo. Alam naman natin na medyo mahal ang oras niya ni Kuya Paulo.
Okay lang. Please, nalagyan natin. Kasi nga, pagka Pilipinas, magbabayad na raw kayo. Kaya manap ko ng sponsor, Bern.
Ayan. Oo, tama.
Alright, so...
Ayan, so merong Pablo question, no? From Heston.
Go ahead.
Okay. Medyo mahaba yung question. So, nag-start po ako ng lending business with a small capital. My business partner will do most of the work since I am going back to UAE. Kumbaga, trust ang isang puhunan ko dito. Is this a good idea? And do you have tips para ma-monitor ko din or may control ako sa business ko? Ayan, even though I am outside the country.
Bern, pakiulit kasi wala dito sa chat. Pakiulit lang.
Yeah. Okay. So, nag-start po ako ng lending business with a small capital. Yung business partner will do most of the work since I am going back to UAE. Kumbaga, trust lang daw ang puhunan niya dito.
Ano yung puhunan lang, Bern?
Ano lang daw, kumbaga tiwala lang daw sa kasama niya. Kaya kasi wala siya sa Pilipinas, yung partner niya sa Pilipinas, oo.
Alright.
Tutuloy pa ba niya daw ito o itigil na niya?
Ito. It's a good idea. And do you have tips para ma-monitor ko din or may control ako sa business ko? Since, even though I'm outside the country, dapat ko na pong stop. First question, gaano nakatagal yung lending business? Sa yon. Pangalawa, nasaan at how do you get your controls? Okay. How much yung naging investment mo, Heston? Can you share with us? Sorry, Heston, tatanungin ko lang to. Rehistrado yan eh. Don't worry kung nakikinig na BIR at saka government agency. Ayun, so parang parang under yung parang typical 5-6 ba yun o Bombay. Ayan, diba? Para just to be clear. Ayun, binago mo tuloy, hindi pala lending. Okay. Alright. Alam mo, I can share with you, meron kasi dati na, okay lang, no problem. You don't need to say sorry kasi alam naman natin yun. In fact, yun yung dapat mag-develop din ngayon ng yung pagninegosyo. Kasi sa totoo lang, marami tayong underground economy na kung talaga ito pagtutuunan ng pansin lamang ng local government, magkakaroon talaga ng income ang local government para maiwasan na rin yung mga Ang ano lang dyan,
14 ba?
yung dun sa lending, sabihin na natin kunyari, lending, startup lending mo. Totoo, eto yung lagi ko minsan yung sobrang tiwala, yun yung nagbibigay sa atin ng hindi magandang pagtatapos ng ating kaibigan, ng ating pamilya, ng ating kamag-anak. To begin with, wala ka dito sa Pilipinas. Unang, how do you monitor that business? Sabi mo nga, tiwala. But kung minsan, sabi yung tiwala na yan na nagpapahamak sa atin. Okay, sabihin na natin maliit yung exposure mo. Too much trust kills. Your exposure is quite low. 20. Walang problema doon. But the problem is, how will you monitor that 20? Paano siya nag-earn? How do you audit that? Kumbaga, mas maraming tanong. Yes, you have your, pero mas maraming tanong nalulut dahil mas maraming hindi na sa because of that partnership. So, if you will assure us that there are established controls, pwede. Pero kung walang established control, better yet, humiwalay ka na. Okay na yon. Huwag mo nang palakihin yung exposure. Let that business be handled by that particular na para sa kanya na lamang. Kasi kung hindi, di ba? You talk about peace of mind. Paggabi ba na nakakatulog ka, tatanungin mo ang sarili mo, kaya ang kinita ngayong araw na to nung 20,000 namin, o meron ba kaming naipautang na sa ngayong araw? How will you? O paano malalaman kung yung araw na yon may declaration pautang o what? How will you know that tomorrow yung pera nandiyan? Paano kung medyo may kasiraan ng ulo yung partner? Fully ducting. Bago tayo would rather end that to have you peace of mind. Di ba? Total maliit ang exposure mo. Siguro pinakamaganda, ipabalik mo lang. Then come and think of it for you to earn other means of income rather than just pure trust and tiwala. Mantilit mo. Tanong, may nag-audit. O yun, dyan ka raw sa UAE magpautang, pwede pa. Yun, tama yun. I agree on that. Dyan na lang sa UAE magpautang. At least on every, kahit na, at least within your company or peers or yung mga taong, mga kababayan natin kakilala mo. At sigurado kami mga pera yon kasi may sweldo sila. At sigurado mapupunta mo tago ba?
Exactly.
Other than, walang problema with trusting people. We always wanted to, we can be trusted, di ba? And we can trust people. But then, when you talk about pera, when you talk about negosyo, minsan dyan nagkakasiraan because of the so much trust. Sabi nga ni Mo, di ba? So, the trust, put the trust beans. Ayan. Naku, tayo. Talagang pabritaan mo pa kami pagka itatak mo na yung pera. Well, anyway, hindi. Ayan. We're just, di ba? We're just discussing things. So, let's talk about reality, di ba? You talk about reality. So, yan. If you wanted daw your friends to disappear, loan them money. Correct. Kasi lalayo na yan. Auto.
Alright.
Tayo?
Ayan, meron pa ba
Very good.
mga pahabol na questions? Ayan, so medyo mahaba-haba na rin yung ating naging Q&A. Kung wala nang mga pahabol na questions, baka meron tayong last words of advice and tips mula kay Kuya Paulo.
Oh, definitely, bro, this will not be the and I hope siguro sa mga susunod na aside from, we would like to see each and everyone personally and live dito sa atin sa Pilipinas. Kung may pagkakataon dyan din sa inyo, as we wanted to reach, sabi ko nga, alam mo yung mga, at least yung mga ganitong pagkakataon, mas marami tayong ma-reach out. Alam naman natin, when you speak with people, diba, you can have audience like 10, 5, you can have audience hundreds of people, thousands of people, but it's something na pag nakikita na malaking ba, ang mga ganitong pagkakataon ginagawa, diba, na nagkakaroon tayo ng lively discussion, I always tell people, parang nato lang kasi, parang alam niyo yung grip. Ang gripo kasi, diba, pagka medyo may, anong tawag doon, may loose na yung diba, may mga tumutulo at tumutulo. So, I always believe, yung mga pagtulong yon, event, ang sahig o unti-unti magkakaroon ng awang o puwang. So ganun din yung ginagawa na sabi ko in all these sessions, whether it's live audience, kausap mo, ka-interact mo, dapat every now we should na isa, dalawa, tatlo, mas marami, mas maganda na ang tinitingnan na hindi giveaways. So, always take-aways na pwede nating gamit, pwede nating i-bench, pwede nating pag-aralan, pwede nating i-consider, at pwede gamitin eating that particular learning is adaptable o pwedeng gamitin doon sa real life ng ating mga kasama. With this, I hope hindi lang ito yung magandang simula natin. Alam niyo ba na ang dami kong activities po, mga kababayan din natin, mga OFW, pwede bang samantalahin ko na yung pagkakataon na ito, Bern, mag-plug, okay lang ba?
Sige bro, tama-tama kung meron ka pang ibang mga upcoming events, announcements, so ito na yung chance natin.
Sige ha. Well, number one, okay. Tatanggalin ko muna yung gawa ko kong libro muna yung kalabas. Nakikita niyo pa yung book? Nakikita niyo, no? Malinaw na.
Ayan.
Hindi naman halata. Oo, hindi naman halata na ang paborito naming kulay ay kulay press. Di ba? So, lahat na lang orange. Okay. At tawag nyo rin anak ko ay bilyar. Alright. So, well, this particular book, Strategies of a Champion Entrepreneur, ka-FD friends natin, Paulo West, kung tawagin. Alam nyo, it was released week of in 3 months time, less than 3 months, siguro mga December or January yun, nag-bestseller siya in national bookstore. So, ano itong librong talks about strategies ng isang champion entrepreneur na nangyari sa amin dito sa V-Cargo, sa iba kong negosyo. Ang ginawa ko dito is a particular parang scenario dun sa mga successful entrepreneurs dito sa Pilipinas. So, ibig sabihin, dinalidate nung mga stories of other entrepreneurs na success dito sa isinare kong mga strategy. You will see dito, kunyari, talk about you will read kunyari yung network, you will hear about yun nga, yung sinasabi natin expansion ng surplus. You talk about being, parang ganyan. So, nandito lahat. Some of the notable successful entrepreneurs sa mga kaibigan na, like Injap Siaf, Mang Inasa, John Locoa, Friends Day, Ronald Pineda of Folded and Ham, Generic Spa, Sense, Nature Spa ni Cathy Turville, at marami pang iba, isinama natin dito sa librong to. What's the strategy? Meron siyang work. Yung worksheet can be adaptable to and applicable to students, applicable to aspiring entrepreneur, at applicable who would like to expand in their businesses or outside the country. So, kung naman pa dyan sa inyong mga if your families dito sa Pilipinas, you can probably ask them to grab a copy in all national books. Kaya lang lately, with all you mean, kasi panay stock outs lately. So, don't worry, baka one of these days, baka mag-online selling. Initially siguro kahit sa Pilipinas lang, para mabig yung mga ibang tao na magkaroon ng copy at magkaroon ng pagkakataon na makabasa at makatulong sa kanila ito. We have it was being endorsed by Entrep na this book, those who wanted, parang ganyan. So it's a good endorsement. Hindi kasi anyway, anytime soon I'll be talking to another printer to reprint and grab a copy. Very light, very helpful strategy ng pagninegosyo. Okay. Next, tomorrow, TGFI, mga kaibigan natin, Chloe Coco and the rest ng, ito naman, karamihan naman dito, ang mga grupo is coming from Singapore. No, I'll be in Cagayan to speak with negosyo also. So, kung meron kayong mga pamilya from kamag-anak, kakilala, please invite them. Tama nga ba? Bukas, 12 o'clock. I think this is 12 to 6, but I'll be speaking 12 to need to be back in Manila in the afternoon for some engagement also. Kung malabo ngayon sa nakikita nyo, please check o dun sa website sa mamaya ipa-flash para yung mga taga-CDO o taga-Mindanao na gustong matuto naman fight. Pero syempre ako, talking about negosyo and entrepreneurship. So, we'll be also speaking in Singapore para dun sa mga kababayan din naman nating mga OFWs doon. On Monday, again, tell your relatives in Manila, if you wanted to grow your negosyo, ano ba yung effective logistics management na dapat gawin ating mga ang key success ng isang negosyo will always be about and very important and critical part ng isang negosyo will always be a very good well-managed logistics. So, freight forwarding, talking about where distribution, the best practice, planning well will very good for our pag-negosyo. So this is with Mansmith, the #1 marketing and sales in the country, led by Josiah. So that's Monday. Next, also, if you want to be completo, it's a 2 Saturdays. First day would be more of discussing about negosyo, from recruitment to sabi natin yung PECs na personal entrepreneurial competencies, to mindsetting, to operation, some marketing, etc. And then on the second side will be more of presentation of business plan with budgeting. Kasi dito yung nabanggit ko kanina, dito lagi nagkakapag yung hindi alam kung paano. 2 ways to do budgeting. One is expense budget. So dito makikita mo talaga how the company will will be in its peak performance, and ang financials mo makikita mo talaga. So I'm using as SAP based designing of parang plans and programs together with the sales budget and expense budget, parang mag-align, magkatama talaga sila. Ang more valuable is the coaching, the mentoring, and the critiquing the plan, whether it's a new growing plan or expansion plan, or at yung sa budget planning. So yon, that's going to happen November 30 and December ngayong parating na buwan at December. Yung mga ibang schedules hindi ko na nailagay, but nevertheless, yung you wish to get in touch with me, or if you wanted to kung di pa tayo friends, diba? Facebook, on Twitter, it's Paolo Tibig. PAU hindi PAO. Kaya lang, di ako masyadong tweet. Ayoko na tweet. Mas okay na ako sa Facebook. On Facebook, again, it's Paolo Tibig also. So anything that you would like, alam nyo, ako pasalamat. Bern, thank you Ginawan mo ako ng thread dun sa Q&A natin. Alam mo, bro, talagang sabi ko nga, hindi ko magawa to. Even vlogging, hindi ko kasi nga, because so many schedules. But hopefully next year, sana, matagal na ako nagde-decline sa dyaryo, matagal na ako nag-decline sa isang TV network for a sec. But hopefully next, kahit man siguro small vlogs lang, para man lang may mailaman yung aking website. Kasi napakatagal na, hindi malalaman yung website. Alright, so people, I think I'll just research things that we can discuss further and more. So, maraming salamat at it's a very good way to start with all of these things. At nagpapasalamat, naging bahagi ako ng mga ganitong inyong na hopefully ma-share natin bagay na dapat i-share at ibigay sa ating mga kababayan. So, dito, magandang araw sa inyo. Hindi ko alam kung ano pa magandang, I'm sure magandang mga guwapo at mga Pilipina at Pilipino kayo. So, let's keep the fire burning, and let's always say that kasi yung continuous project namin kay Brother Bo, keep and watch yung mga post na lang po sa Facebook, any schedule na pwede nyong papuntahin yung inyong mga kamag-anak kung wala po kayo dito sa Pilipinas. Salamat.
Thank you Kuya Paolo. At kung naalala mo, meron din akong isang proposal na magkakaroon ulit tayo ng webinar. This time around, kasama natin si Ate Shalon Tok naman of Geron Travels. So, siguro pag uwi ko dyan this December or January, magkasama tayo na tayo naman yung mag-host. So, yung mga OFWs na interesado naman about establishing a business na travel agency, ayan, abangan nyo ito. So, abang lang kayo sa Facebook group natin, sa forum site, about this webinar. Oo. Kilala niyo siya, isa siya TV personality din. So, abangan nyo itong event na ito.
Ano siya?
Ayan, maganda. Pag-usapan nyo na.
At maganda siya. Official. Next week, baka magkita kami. Next week.
Tama yun.
May Go Negosyo event kasi by next. So, bilang isang Go Negosyo, Angel speaker, isa sa Go Negosyo, will be there to support the activity by tomorrow in S. So, baka Alright? Okay. So, ulit, maraming salamat sa mga umattend. I'm sure madami kayo natutunan kay Kuya Paolo. At rest assured, hindi lang ito yung ulat huli. At marami pa tayong darating na webinar.
learning. Of course, na in-announce ni Kuya Paulo, mag-anak natin at mga kaibigan to, wala tayo sa Pilipinas. At I have heard na napupunta rin sa Qatar si Kuya Paulo together with some personalities dyan sa Qatar. Abangan natin. Okay, so...
Yun pala. Kinay-plug na rin, Bern. Isa na lang din yung sa Qatar.
Sure.
Palang kasi meron tayong mga friends from Qatar. So, I'll be there February. So, ito naman ay organized ng OFIM. So, sila Rhea ando yun at yung mga kaibigan natin.
OFIEM.
Yung mga Qatar-based natin at yung siguro yung mga synergies among with our group, ang OFW usapan, CGFI at lahat ng mga OFW organizations pa natin. So, in advance, I think it's going to be February. So, I'll be there at doon tayo, magkita-kita tayo sa Qatar.
Alright. Okay, again, maraming salamat po. Lubal mo ng oras na i-share sa amin at mo. At salamat on behalf of other friends natin. At sana hindi ka magsawa sa pag-share ng blessings mo sa katulad namin nasa ibang bansa.
Salamat.
Alright. So, until then, hanggang sa susunod uli nating webinar. Patuloy nating...
Yes.
Malaking tulong.
Alright. Thank you everyone. Maraming
Okay.
salamat.
So, patuloy po nating ipagdasal yung ating... salamat Kuya Paulo. Until then, pagdasal natin ang isa't isa at ang ating bansang Pilipinas. God bless you all. Goodbye.